Yeah, thought Gonzaga did what they do best, and they kicked our butt on the offensive glass and turned us over a little bit too much, and we weren't able to play with the kind of force that we needed to go win that game. And didn't seem like our team that's been playing for the last month. It seemed like we kind of regressed, and we got to figure that out, and hopefully just got to flush it and get back to being who we are.
Simon, for you, obviously a career night. Sure, we're traded for the win, but just for you, what do you feel like this does for your confidence going forward? Just seeing a few go down like that and kind of really finding a rhythm from deep.
Yeah, seeing a few go in definitely helps me out. I feel like my confidence, the last couple games, since Christmas has been good. I'm just trying to stay ready to shoot when the ball comes my way. Obviously, yeah, like you said, I'd way rather go 0 for 6 and miss every shot tonight if we can win. But hopefully, if I can keep hitting a few more going forward, it can help us get some W's down the road.
Hey, Simon, you put down back-to-back threes. Can you kind of tell us what you were feeling after that last one went in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure anybody who's played knows once you see a few go in and you kind of, you get hot, you feel good, you kind of get into a rhythm. So, yeah, just seeing your first one or two go in and run up and down the floor, kind of get a feel for the game. You're feeling good, and shot feels good. Yeah.
Simon, I'm just wondering when you guys found out that Huff wasn't going to play tonight, and how much did that change your game plan, if at all, for tonight's game?
We kind of found out right before the game, but I don't think it really changed our game plan too much. I thought we had a really good game plan going in. Obviously, he's a really good player. But, yeah, I think we had a good game plan going in. Him being out, didn't change it too much. At the end of the day, we got to rebound, which was part of the game plan all along, and take care of the ball, which also was part of the game plan all along. So him being out didn't really affect us too much, I thought.
Simon, after each year makes, especially that third one and the N1 later, it seemed like this building was the loudest it's been all year. What did you make of the crowd and the atmosphere with this regional rivalry? Yeah,
I mean, having the crowd today was awesome. Definitely most people that I've played in front of. Really cool to be a part of. Especially in a game against Gonzaga, who's right down the road. Having that crowd support, I thought gave us a lot of energy. And, I wish we could have, channeled the energy a little bit better as a team and control our highs and lows a little bit throughout the game instead of, I think we got a little bit too high in the beginning. And then, they went on a run and we kind of died a little bit.
So you guys had 17 turnovers tonight. How many of those do you feel like were just kind of unforced versus also Gonzaga, forcing those?
That's what they do. They force a lot of turnovers, but at the end of the day, I still think a lot of that's on us. Our coaches have been on us all year about, trying to get into the paint and play off 2 feet and throw ball fakes. And we knew going into the game that they're a very good shot blocking team when we get in the paint. And we knew they were going to try to speed us up. And so, looking back, I don't remember all of the 17, but, I'm sure most of them were things that we could have controlled that I know that we can do better, that we've worked on all year. Obviously it's frustrating to have 17 turnovers, and it's really hard to win a game when you have 17 turnovers. Obviously I got to watch them back and see which ones are, that's great defense. But I think a lot of that, was right in the game plan. We knew what they were going to do, and we got to do a better job as a team staying disciplined to it.
One more for Simon.
So Simon, y'all rank as one of the better teams in the country when it comes to limiting offensive rebounds, but tonight Gonzaga got 17, and that was even with Huff being out today. What did you see, at least from your eyes, that went wrong in allowing that many tonight?
I just think we didn't come to play physically. Again, we knew they were going to crash the glass. There was just too many times where, me included, I know there's 1 or 2 in the first half where I got to go hit somebody and be the aggressor. I think a lot of times we were kind of just, half there, half pushing a little bit, and they're a great offensive rebounding team. And against a great offensive rebounding team, you got to be the more aggressive team and really hit them and get them out of the paint. And we didn't do a good job of that today. We kind of let them destroy us down low and really set the tone with their physicality.
I think you guys opened 8 of 11 from 3, including your 3. Did you kind of feel like their perimeter defense tightened up after kind of the early barrage, and it seems like they kind of weren't willing to leave you after that too?
Maybe a little bit. I think part of it was in the first half we played with, really good pace. I thought when we push the ball and we get on a run, our offense is much better. And so, maybe they changed a few things, but I thought we kind of slowed our pace down a little bit after the first 10 minutes or whatever it was. Because I think when we run, we have a lot of really good shooters on this team. So when we run, we can get guys good looks and we can play unselfish. I don't really think there's any defense that you can do to take away from that. So,
Simon, thanks for your time. We'll let you step away, and we'll open it up to questions for Coach.
Top time.
Coach, obviously offensive or defensive rebounding has been one of your strengths, and I think you guys were 4th in the country coming in. Was it just a lack of execution or just Gonzaga having some of that physicality that created problems on that end tonight?
Well, first of all, I think it starts with Gonzaga. They're an elite offensive rebounding team. They do a great job of taking good shots, and usually good shots where the defense is rotating is where you'll create more offensive rebound opportunities. So I think that's a big part of it, was what Gonzaga's doing. I felt like we regressed a little bit today with our physicality and just the force that we played with. It seemed like we were thinking or just a step behind. We weren't able to stay in the moment. Besides maybe a couple runs, maybe one in the first half, and maybe there's a stretch somewhere in the last 10 minutes where I felt like we were just playing our game and not thinking out there, and it just seemed like we were a step slow and a little timid in way too much of that game. And you can see that, like, when you're a half second late on a block out, you're a half second late on rotation, and we're kind of going up sideways instead of going vertical, and we're kind of going up off balance to go get a rebound rather than going pursuing the ball at the rim. And I got to watch the film. I think we got to get some more leadership. I got to do a better job of getting our guys ready to play in the moment and not thinking out there as much.
You said the word timid. I think points in the paint were 52-12, which again is kind of one of their MOs. But did you feel like there was maybe a level of intimidation that either prevented getting good paint looks, or just kind of what went into all of maybe the timid thing and then the 52-12 disparity?
I think first of all, like they did a good job of doubling the post, and when we had our post-up opportunities, I thought we did a good job of spraying those out at times in the first half and got some open looks from 3. And then we started doing a little too much and started over-penetrating and trying to make the home run play rather than just making the swing pass. And we got to stick with what we do. I thought we got a little outside of ourselves, and it's not like we're like, I don't know, playing scared or anything. Like we're playing with the right kind of idea and we're doing the right stuff. We just got to do it a little more aggressively.
Kind of echoing Andrew's question to Simon, how much does the game plan change when you hear about Huff? And obviously they're still going to dump the ball down to the post quite a bit with EK, but does that change how you guys kind of evolve throughout the game and change your plan?
We had one little wrinkle with some of Huff's ball screens that we didn't do, obviously. But for the most part, it kind of stuck with what we planned on doing, and I thought we did a fairly decent job on EK. We got a couple easy looks got free a couple times in the first half, but for the most part in the first half, in the half court, we did a decent job on him. He kicked our butt on the offensive glass and a few other areas, but I thought overall the guys did a good job sticking to that.
Coach, up against a team where, like Gonzaga, where they're going to be trying to go to the paint the whole game, how much did it affect you guys to have Okafor basically in foul trouble the entire game, only played 11 minutes?
That's a huge key. I mean, at the end of the day, he is our starting big, and that's a huge part in our defensive rebounding. That's a huge reason why we're much better this year with our defensive rebounding is his play and his physicality. And so that hurts us, and I think it hurts our turnovers too. Our bigs are a great security blanket. When things get tough on the perimeter, we're going to our handoffs or our ball screen action or even our away stuff. When that doesn't work, if they blow it up and they're aggressive like Gonzaga was, usually that means you can drop it into the post and it's like you can take a breath and you can get to your actions and they're not able to pressure it as much. And we didn't have that stabilizing force down there at times, and I thought it kind of disjointed us a little bit. And so I thought him being available might have helped our turnovers and our rebounds, and got to figure out how to keep it on the floor.
You guys make 13 threes in total, almost 50% of your three-pointers, but only 8 shots inside the arc. How do you shift that focus back into the inside to really make a difference in the paint?
That's a staple of our offense, is that we should be shooting very, very efficiently from 2. And we've done that. We've gotten much better at that. It was crazy. We were 2 for 12 from 2 at one point in the second half. It was insane. And in the first half, we missed 4 shots that I thought were really probably 90% shots. One of them was a little more fading away. But like, I don't know. Some of that's their physicality, some of that's their length, some of that's us not having our night. There's a mix of things, but that's something that we're going to take a few more threes than most teams, but our efficiency from two is typically something that stands out.
Dave, early in the second half, it seemed like you guys didn't get that, free-flowing ball zipping around offense. And maybe what did you make of the shot selection there the first 10 minutes of the second half? I know you called a timeout there midway through it. Just what did you like or dislike about the looks you guys were getting?
I thought our pace went kind of out the window in the second half, and if you go slow up the floor, that allows Gonzaga to get into the ball a little more, and they kind of slowed our ball movement down. And I think it starts with our pace. We have two assists in the second half? Is that right? It wasn't how we want to play, and I think their pressure disrupted that.
As these programs continue to face each other more and more, is this a rivalry that needs fostering? Does it need close games? Does it need a star player fouling out? Or what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's great to have these regional rivalries, and Coach Few's done an amazing job of building Gonzaga up to where it is, and we got some work to do.
Coach, I remember asking you after the Oregon State game about this real tough stretch you're sort of in the middle of right now, and playing that great comeback in St. Mary's, and then tonight's game, and then the San Francisco game on the road. What will it take to shake off what these last couple games have been, and to learn from it too, to get a win at the Dons?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn from the St. Mary's game. There's a lot to refresh ourselves on from this game. I feel like we kind of took a step back today, and hopefully we're not learning new lessons. We're kind of just refreshing ourselves a little bit more. We're going down to USF, and they knocked us out of the tournament last year. There was some big fouls at their place. There was a physical game at their place, and it's going to be a hell of a game down in San Francisco, and we've got a big opportunity for ourselves. At the end of the day, like, let's keep it real. Most of these teams are going to lose to Gonzaga and St. Mary's, like in the WCC, and like we're going to play those guys again. We're going to have a game plan. We'll be ready for it. But we got a big opportunity for San Francisco to go get some momentum back.
For Simon to step up the way he did, especially down Vivier's, just especially in that stretch where he made those back-to-back threes, just what do you think was working well for Simon, and how can he continue to sustain that in future games?
I think he's been playing better since like the Mercer game. Like I don't even know if he scored versus Mercer. One of those games where he played like 12, 13 minutes and really just started getting his rhythm defensively and started moving the ball, and the ball's like he started getting a little bit crisper with our offense, and like he had a tough injury with his foot where he missed the whole summer and most of the fall, and his just getting kind of his speed back, his reaction time starting to get back a little bit. And I remember talking to him in like must have been August when we kind of found out exactly what it was, and said, hey, you might not be the same player you were until sometime in January, and like you just stick with it, learn the offense, pick it all up, and you're going to help us down the stretch. And I think we all wish it would come earlier, but he's doing a good job of sticking with it, and he's a mentally tough kid. He's a great shooter. He's a tough, Canadian tough, and he's going to have a big final stretch for us.
Whether it was during that three-point barrage or pregame, did you have a chance to just kind of take it all in and look around the gym, or what'd you make of the atmosphere tonight?
It was amazing. I mean, it's a special place here in Pullman, and I thought the fans showed out. It was a great environment, and it was cool to be a part of.
You mentioned like not being able to match their physicality at times. Without being able to match the sheer size that a team like Gonzaga brings, is there a way to counter that, or like how do you get around that when you're not able to kind of match up with the size?
Well, I think like offensively, for sure, like you can space them out a little bit, and I think that's something that we at times did a great job of when we started making those threes, and I thought early on we had some better spacing and were able to space them out. Defensively, yeah, like there's scheme wise, we try to do a good job in the half court, but like the transition when you turn the ball over, there's not too much of an answer for that, and I thought us just being a little bit later in rotations caused us to be out of position for those rebounds, and like I need to go watch the tape. I think they asserted their size a little bit better, and for sure there's stuff that we can do a lot better to counter that.
Henri, what's his prognosis and what's kind of the outlook on his status?
Got popped in the head, and we'll wait and see.